Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video, people. Make sure to smash a like as you're here, and also subscribe if you're new. We're trying to hit 1K before the Premier League season ends, and 800 in this month. Thank you for the support as of recently. Done 2 back-to-back, basically 4-hour streams. So thank you for everyone's support for sticking around for that. And yeah, no stream today, but I've got a reacts video for you guys. Today we're reacting to West Ham clips. He's got a YouTube channel. It's only at West Ham deadline day mayhem. Now I should have reacted to this about 3 days ago, but I didn't have a video for today. And I'm going to be out for most of the day, so I'm not going to be streaming today. So I thought I might as well get at least a video for today as well. If you guys want me to react to fucking Football Manager being cancelled and being delayed until FM26, I will do that as well. But listen, people, let's get straight into it. Yeah. This should be interesting because he has this only at West Ham series. I've watched it before on YouTube, and it just represents West Ham quite well, doesn't it? Let's get into it.
So unlike our defense, you know what day of the week it is. So, what the f are you waiting for? Head to westhamclips.co.uk now and buy every single item. Hell, buy 5 of every single item. What are you waiting for? Do it right this very second. In all seriousness though, I've put off selling any sort of merchandise for years, due to wanting to do this properly and wanting to get it right, and I truly believe we have. The products are of genuine very good quality. There's also an option to make one-off donations, as well as signing up for a month. As this video is going out on transfer deadline day, it only makes sense to go back through one of the most eventful deadline days in West Ham's history. And
that's in the 14-15 season, man, like Diafra Saka and that. Diafra Saka in the Valencia days when Stuart Downing was playing in the 10. The diamond formation where Allardyce was told he was going to get sacked. Well, not told he was going to get sacked, but was announced his sacking at half-time of his last game. What a season this was.
And go through Diafra Saka's shenanigans. But before doing that, let's add a bit of context. So, in the summer of 2016, Diafra Saka handed in a transfer request, as he was pushing for a £15 million move to Tony Pulis's West Brom.
And we mistreated the guy, by the way. With the amount of strikers we bought, and we had Diafra Saka at home because Slaven Bilic didn't know how to fucking use him properly. It's a disgrace, man.
However, he ended up failing his medical. He blamed this on West Ham, as he claims the club didn't rehabilitate him quickly enough. This annoyed him so much, that he went on strike, and didn't travel with West Ham to Austria for their pre-season games. And unfortunately for Diafra, injuries would limit him to just 4 appearances in the 2016-17 season. So, that takes us to the 2017 summer window, and Diafra is still pissed off with the club. So, on the eve of deadline day, he flies out to France for his medical with Ren. Now, there's only one very slight issue here, which is that he booked the medical himself. Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. Bro booked his own medical. This is why the series is only called Only at West Ham. Now, obviously, it's a bit of a disgrace to do this, yeah, but I feel like he was mistreated at the club. This could have been all avoided if Slaven Bilic knew how to use strikers. I remember even in the 15-16 season, this guy was using him as a right winger.
Nobody at the club knew about this medical. A fee hadn't been agreed between the clubs. He simply just wanted Peter Ademwingie to hold his beer. So, clearly annoyed and still trying to force a move, Diafra flew back to England on deadline day, as he, his agent, and the club were due to hold talks about his future. However, this meeting was put on hold because
look how cold that kit is. Look how sick that kit is. That's one of the best West Ham kits in my lifetime. The white lines across the claret shirt, and then the blue like on the sides. That season, man, I really wish I could find that kit because I had that kit, but man, just a side.
Because of something much more important. What could be more important than a deal worth millions of pounds? I hear you ask. Well, Diafra Saka and his agent had a horse running at Chelmsford Racecourse, which took priority. I promise you I am not making this up. Not only is this absolutely fucking ridiculous enough, but their horse only ended up winning the race.
It's not over the line!
Wait, the horse actually won. Hey, then let him land. If the horse won, just let him land.
It's not totally over the line.
Unsurprisingly, the deal collapsed, and he would once again remain a West Ham player. Now, there was also speculation that due to the club not wanting to sell him, they agreed to giving him a £50,000 bonus for every start he would make, which is great for him. However, Diafra would go on to not start for the club ever again, and his following 10 appearances would come from the bench. In January 2018, Diafra finally got his move, as he signed for Rennes, despite the fact that the day before, David Gold tweeted that he was injured, and
rest in peace, but Jesus Christ, that was typical David Gold. Man said unknown. Knee injury. Yeah, right, bro. Yeah, right, bro. Unknown estimated return. Something kind of suspicious to me. Look at that injury list once again, though. Look at that injury list once again. Winston Reed, Pedro Obi, Mark Noble, Manuel Lanzini, Jose Font, Ed Wilson Fernandez, bruv. Andy Carroll, of course. Andre Ayew, Marco Arnautovic, Mikel Antonio. And this was in the 17-18 season where we were battling relegation.
And, amazingly, the following day, despite attending almost as many horse racing events as football matches in the last 18 months, scored against a star-studded PSG team, in a
Nice.
3-2 defeat.
My
Now,
goat.
was all this hassle worth the wait? Well, he made a total of 15 league appearances in 2 seasons at Rennes, scoring 2 goals, before being shipped to the Turkish league, because, of course a washed-up ex-Premier League forward in their 30s ends up in Turkey. It's their prophecy.
True.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
It's fair to
Ooh.
say, West Ham didn't have a
I'm actually curious to know what this story is going to be.
particularly good start to the 01-02 season, as we found ourselves 15th at Christmas, with some quite bizarre results along the way, drawing 4-4 to Charlton, losing 5-0 at Everton, and losing 7-1 at Blackburn. So, what do you think this group of players did to recapture their best form over the festive period? Well, one man in particular decided to make the headlines. Hayden Fox. Now, what do you...
I don't even know who he is. A lot of people get talked about in that season. I generally don't know who this fucker is. Obviously, it's 01-02, so it's 2 years before I was born. But, like, I don't even know who this guy is. I thought they were going to talk about Joe Cole.
What do you reckon Hayden did during the players' Christmas party that was so bad that made the front pages of the tabloids? Did he get severely hungover? Did he assault Father Christmas? Did he crash his Lamborghini dressed as a snowman? Well, it was none of those things. The former Australia international decided to urinate against a public bar.
What the fuck? Wait. West Ham star Hayden Fox has apologised to the club and his teammates after an incident during the players' Christmas party. The players' Christmas party. Who cares, man? The Australia international urinated against the bar in the London nightclub during the Hammers Christmas party. Again, this is why it's called Only at West Ham. I've not seen a storyline like this. This only happens at this club, bruv. How drunk do you have to be to urinate there? You know, I'm very good at holding in my piss, even when I'm drunk. Even when I'm really, really drunk. I've never pissed myself. I'm just going to piss near a tree. I'm like, when I'm drunk, I would be like, I don't care. I'm pissing here. I would just piss in a random place in public. In a corner, of course. Not just my willy out in the middle of the park or anything. But just like, I know how to hold in my piss. I don't get how you can't hold in your piss. I used to go to school all the time holding in my piss because I didn't want to step into the school toilets because they were grim. 6 hours a day, just holding in my piss. It's calm. Again, it's different when you're drunk, but I've been drunk. I could hold in my piss.
As you do. Now, what was more bizarre than this was actually his statement afterwards, which reads, "What I did was wrong and it got blown right out of proportion as if it was a huge, huge event. But all the boys were really good to me and stuck by me. The spotlight is on, especially at Christmas time, about what the lads are doing. I regret it and I want to forget it now.
Why has he put on this voice?
Put it behind me, and get on with it. There were no fights or yelling of abuse or anything. You do have a few drinks at your Christmas party and I'm not saying that to promote drinking, but it was a case of the lads enjoying themselves." And, he's absolutely spot on. Yeah. I mean, who hasn't made the conscious decision to urinate in a public space? Now, obviously I'm not about to endorse this, but maybe there was some methods to Hayden's madness, because this wasn't the only piss-taking that went on, as West Ham went on to win their next match 4-0 against Derby County. Oh. And not only that, but their form in the second half of the season picked up greatly, picking up 32 points in the second half of the season, which was enough to finish in 7th place. So, I think we can all agree that Hayden was absolutely justified in
Still didn't get fucking Europe for that though.
Decision making and in his methods. Hopefully we'll see Max Kilman do the same this international break, to inspire an upturn in form for Graham Potter's men.
Oh, this is Marwan Shabak. Fam, I remember when Shabak was at West Ham. Barely fucking played. That trim as well. For that trim alone is the reason why we shouldn't fucking sign him.
It's no secret that West Ham have had their fair share of striker issues over the years. Yep. In fact, that's putting it unbelievably lightly.
Who's that too? There's no one fucking standing there.
That's Zaza, by the way.
We probably have the worst record of signing centre forwards of any top flight team in the history of football. Definitely. Now, there's so many of these I could talk about, but the one we'll go over today is former Arsenal striker Marwan Shamak. He was out of favour at Arsenal in the 2013 January window, so of course, he found himself on loan at West Ham. Son of West Ham owner David Sullivan, Jack Sullivan, took to Twitter to let the fans know of his disappointment at the signing, and
Bro, this is why I hate these guys so much, you know. His fucking son pisses me off as well. His stupid fucking son. Because he tweets shit like this. Now he's on fucking Spencer FC podcast talking about we want to be like the Brighton model and all that nonsense, bruv. Man, fuck off, man.
And David Gold, of course, later came out with one of his trademark DG classics. So,
Alright, let me go back.
at the signing, and David Gold, of course, later came out with one of his.
Can I ask you why you even signed Shamak? And he said, I'd rather you didn't. This was our ownership, and this technically still is our ownership, because despite the fact that he's deceased, we've still got the other one. We've still got the other one in charge right now. We've still got Karen Brady in charge as well. What the fuck, man? This is our ownership.
One of his trademark DG classics. So, as you can imagine, he joined a very long list of forwards who ended their West Ham career with a whopping 0 goals. Now, this sort of situation is pretty standard at West Ham, but it gets worse. How? I hear you ask. Because he signed for Crystal Palace the following season. So, of course, take a wild f***ing guess at who scored the winning goal for them when we visited Selhurst Park.
I've accidentally run to Windsor.
That's fucking typical, innit? Fucking typical. Of course he scored against West Ham. Same way Lingard scored against West Ham. Like, I can't catch a break, man. By the way, I think that's Van Anken next, which was a situation that happened when we signed Paquetá. It was between Van Anken and Lucas Paquetá, who we were going to sign at the time. So, again, I'm interested to see what the story is behind this. I can't actually remember the story.
I've accidentally run to Windsor.
Now, after playing like this fella for most of 2024, Lucas Paquetá finally looks to be returning to some form under new boss Graham Potter. However, there is actually a universe where he doesn't end up playing for West Ham at all. In the summer of 2022, West Ham were in the market for a creative midfielder, as Nikola Vlasic failed to live up to expectation.
Well, also, he was just playing out of position. And I'm not saying he was that good or anything, but playing on the left all the time, and he never really played.
And was loaned out to Torino. One of the names in the mix was Club Brugge's club captain, Hans Vanaken. Now, I'm no Fabrizio Romano, but I'd say the deal was pretty close at one stage.
It was.
Why? I hear you ask. Well, he came out in a post-match interview, saying goodbye to the fans and the club that he'd spent 7 years with, saying that he wants to leave to join the Hammers.
Afwachten, ik zeg het nogmaals, vanaf morgen gaan er weer gesprekken zijn tussen clubs, tussen mij en ik zeg het, dan gaan we zien.
In true West Ham fashion, we decided not to pursue the deal from that moment onwards. We called the club and signed Lucas Paquetá instead for a club record fee, and
Joe, we got a better deal because Van Anken was like 30.
my favorite part of that deal was that we put our brand spanking new £50 million signing on a fucking fragile roof. Anyways,
tried
the
to kill
likelihood
him.
was that we never really wanted to sign Hans Vanaken, and the bid was just a smokescreen to speed up the Lucas Paquetá transfer. Unfortunately for Hans, he didn't get his move elsewhere. He had to awkwardly carry on at his club like nothing ever happened. It was one thing having your dream of a big European move collapse after publicly announcing you wanted to go. So, of course West Ham had to rub salt into Hans's wounds and go unbeaten in the Conference League that very season.
Wait, hold on. What?
It was one thing having your dream of a big European move collapse after publicly announcing you wanted to go. So, of course West Ham had to rub salt into Hans's wounds and go unbeaten in the Conference League that very season.
Oh, I thought he said go and beat them. I thought he said we beat Club Brugge. But he said go unbeaten. Alright, fair enough.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done
55-year-old record. Oh, what's this?
this.
Now, I don't know about you, but I miss European football at West Ham. And
Yeah.
not for how unbelievable the overall experience is, especially for a club like ours, but I just miss how unreal we were on the European stage. 3 successive years in Europe, topped the group all 3 times, some incredible and memorable knockout matches, and the small matter of a trophy. When you think about it, we've played 37 European fixtures, and only really had 2 meaningful defeats.
Yep.
One to the eventual winners Eintracht Frankfurt, and another to Bayer Leverkusen, who went unbeaten in Germany that season, which is quite the
We didn't actually lose that many times in Europe because the only other ones were, well, Olympiacos in the group stage. We were terrible in that game. And we've only lost 2 group stage games, I think. And the other one was when we put our kids out against Zagreb and we lost 1-0. And it wasn't even because the kids played us, because Orsic decided to become fucking prime Ronaldinho every time he faces a London club again.
Quite the contrast to West Ham just a couple of years ago, who got knocked out of the Europa League qualifiers 2 years in a row, to the very same Romanian plumbers. Now, what I actually want to talk about is the quite frankly ridiculous unbeaten run we went on in Europe, and the quite frankly ridiculous thing that happened right afterwards. From West Ham's Europa Conference League qualifier against Viborg in 2022, to their 2-1 victory against Freiburg in 2023, West Ham did not lose a single one of their 17 European matches, which was the longest European unbeaten run ever by an English side.
Hey, amazing. And I don't know whether that's going to ever be topped.
Miraculous. Genuinely. Miraculous. The record was previously held by Leeds and Tottenham. Most recently in 1968. 1968. We broke a
Exactly. So we've got that record for Tandon. That man said we broke a 1968 record. I know people can be like, but you win the Conference League. Yeah, well, put it this way. We went unbeaten in the Conference League. Villa lost in the Conference League. Leicester lost in the Conference League. Tottenham lost 2 games in the group stage in the Conference League. We'll see if Chelsea can do it.
broke a record that has been standing for 55 years. Incredible. I look forward to bragging about this for years and years to come. You have got to be taking the fucking piss. 55-year record we broke, and we only held.
I completely forgot Man City broke it the day after. Completely forgot Man City broke it because I thought we still had that record. That's made me look really stupid. I forgot Man City broke it straight after.
Onto it for 33 days. 33 fucking days. Why can we never just have nice things?
We can't.
Road work ahead. I sure hope it does.
Thank you for watching this episode of Only at West Ham. This was.
Alright, well, that was a good video. That was a good video from West Ham Clips. That kind of just proves that we're still a fucking circus, and we always will be. If you guys want me to react to more of the West Ham Clips Only at West Ham videos, let me know. And if you guys like this video, if you guys want me to react to more shit, just put what you want me to react to. Nothing, no funny business, though. No funny business. I don't know what you guys are like. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. We're trying to hit 1K as soon as possible before the Prem season ends. And that GBO mics on all platforms if you want to follow me. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.